Working with multiple DPs has taught me lots of useful tricks over the years, ones that I use on almost every set. Some of these might seem like no-brainers, but you'd be surprised at how many gaffers I've seen who don't use these tricks. Here's the first one. So what I like to do is take the AD, the DP, and the director, if they're available, to go walk the set of the call sheet for the day. We'll go through the blocking of what we think the actors are going to do, come up with different angles and shots that the DP and the director have talked about, make sure that time permits with the AD of everything that they're planning on doing, and then I'll let them go and leave. Then I'll bring in my crew and we'll start pre-lighting the first scene. Once that scene is pre-lit, we'll go to the next one on the call sheet and we'll start working our way down with as much gear as we possibly can, while also leaving some extra gear in case that first scene needs some light. What this does is allow production to never have to wait on you for lighting. They may be waiting for you to do tweaks or small little setups here and there, but the majority of the lighting will be already done, which saves the AD a lot of headache and time waiting around for us to then light it. Your electricians for the first half are pre-lighting, and then after lunch, they're wrapping all that gear out. A personal goal of mine is to wrap out my gear before art department or camera. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the shoot. When the DP goes in for coverage, tight shots, or extreme close-ups, one of the things that I love to do is talk to the key grip and have them bring in a 4x4 frame of diffusion. My personal favorite is either 251 or Opal. By bringing in that diffusion close, what you're achieving is getting rid of a lot of harsh shadows on the face. The thicker the diffusion, the further away it is from the light, and the closer it is to the object, the softer your shadows will be. You're basically changing out that light source into a new light source by bringing in the diffusion. I've had a lot of actors and actresses thank me either during or after the shot for doing so. They don't always know what the gear does, but a lot of actors know that when you bring in diffusion that it's making them look better in some way. And I've even had actors request me on new shoots based on how I lit them in the past. So while you're working ahead of schedule on your own, you can ask the DP what f-stop they want their key light at. Based on this information, you can then use your light meter and meter it out as you're pre-lighting it, so that when they come into set, you're not fishing around to get the light brighter or dimmer. They don't have to be like, oh, that's way too overexposed or too dark over here. You can kind of get a rough idea of what they want. You can even talk to them about what f-stop they want their backlight or the background light. It doesn't matter. The goal is just to use your light meter more as a tool on set, because you can't figure these things out just by looking at them. A lot of the times the DP doesn't even know that I'm using the light meter, but that's really not the point. The point is to work fast, efficient, and accurately. Now, a lot of times while they're rolling and you try to use your light meter and you rip it out of the pouch, it's usually got Velcro or a button on it, which makes a lot of noise. And to work around that, this is what I have for my light meter, is a spider tool holster, basically used for measuring tape. And what it does is it just slides onto my belt and clips on. And when you take it off, it doesn't make a sound. That way I can work quietly in the background without anybody noticing me, and I can take measurements or do whatever work that I need to do. DPs have to juggle production, camera, operating, and politics on set. They're not going to be able to catch everything, especially when their monitor is the size of a phone. Be their second eyes. Stay at the monitor, at least for the first few takes. Check the f-stop, the ISO, the frame rate, etc. And if anything seems off, let them know. Do not make it a big deal. Whisper it in their ear and allow them to decide whether they want to make the change or not. I can't count the times that I've gone up to the DP, whispered in their ear what the mistake was, and saved their butt on future shots. I've worked with a handful of shitty gaffers who blame their crew when things go wrong on set. I worked with other gaffers who burn out their crew by overworking them for scenes that never get shot. Do not be these people. Your crew is your family. You take care of each other, you listen to their needs, and you allow input when necessary. That's what being a great leader is all about. On my sets, I like to keep it light and fun. After all, we're just playing pretend for a living, so why not? To the few of you who are looking to become more skilled at lighting, I hope these suggestions have helped. If there's something you think I missed, you can leave it down in the comments below. Other than that, have a good one.